With me in the chair is the Community Outreach Coordinator for the Center for Nonviolence, and we are so happy to have her here with us. Introduce yourself and tell us about how you got into this whole beautiful growing field of nonviolence.
First of all, thank you, Ramona, and thank you for WCCA TV13 for giving a voice and a time to the Center of Nonviolent Solutions. We really appreciate. So my name is Veronique Orcel. I come from France. I've been in the United States for about 25 years. I've raised my family, and now I dedicate a lot of my time to the Center of Nonviolence and Peacemaking.
And what are the key components of the Center of Nonviolence? I mean, if someone were to hear that, they might say, well, okay, that's being nice. Which is a good thing. We want everybody to be nice. But, give us a little, synopsis of what is the Center for Nonviolence?
So the center was created about 4 years ago by Michael Chu and Bill Densmore, who unfortunately passed away recently. Mm-hmm. And they decided, why not do something on nonviolence in Worcester? Worcester could use it. Worcester could need it. So let's start. And knowing Bill and knowing Michael Chu, they started the center. They called it Center for Nonviolent Solutions. The couple of first 2 years, they really tried to set up the bylaws, trying to find money to start the center. Yeah. And the past 2 years, we've really been involved in the community, offering many programs.
And that's really what we're here to talk about today. We're here to talk about what the center offers in programs. I know you've got some great and exciting youth programs, and we were talking about it off camera with kids. So tell us about the conflict incorporation across the curriculum. What does that program do? Now, I know it's about an hour and a half a week for 6 weeks, so it's a commitment, but it's fun.
It's fun. Student and teacher learn a lot. It starts a few weeks before the program. Teacher and facilitator are getting together, and the education director, Sam Dinner, who is excellent, by the way. He has an excellent contact with the teacher and with the kids. Brush up on what the curriculum is going to cover for the next 6 weeks. And every week we receive the material ahead of time. So the first session are always the whole group. Usually we have a big group of about 90 students. And Sam talk about the subject of the topic of the day. Mm-hmm. And after the 45 minutes, we divide in small group of about 12. We go to the homeroom with the teacher, and facilitator and teacher play games, play roles, try to emphasize and enrich what Sam has been teaching for the first 45 minutes. First.
Okay, so it's kind of divided in half. First half is, and obviously the teachers have a heads up. They know what's happening. They know the paperwork. Everything is organized. So the kids come in and it's a lecture, and then it gets broken off, and then they can actually have some practical experience in whatever you're talking about. So it could be something as simple as, which we all take for granted, is how violent is our speech?
Yes.
They're going to kill 2 birds with 1 stone, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, my horrible pun. But, and in getting them aware, self-aware, and then aware as a group.
Correct. And it's really amazing to hear the testimonial from the teacher and from the student after saying, we didn't know there is another way than violence. Mm-hmm. They just didn't know. So it's so encouraging to be able to give tools and practice to the student. And first we make them aware of what's going on. And before it escalates and go too high, we teach them and give them tools to de-escalate the situation. Mm-hmm. And always pay attention to how they feel and what they need. Mm-hmm. Then to always emphasize on the other person. Because the other person is not an enemy. Mm-hmm. It's a person who is having a brother, a sister, a parent. We're all the same. We all have the same needs. Yeah. So the difference is the needs are at different time. So we give also the students a vocabulary.
And that's so important.
It
because
is.
Kids are very vocal, and it's natural for them to be because they're always in movement.
Yes.
You know, so to be able to get the message across in a way that's effective, you know, so that, like you said, so that need can be met, but without doing it so that you're not pushing the other person away.
Correct.
You know, and we're kind of taught to push the other person away.
What we always emphasize too also is really trying to find a win-win solution. It's not Paul is right and Peter is wrong. They both have needs that need to be met, and they need to find a solution that is both agreeable for both.
Right.
And once they recognize each other's need, it's very easy to find a solution, which is true. The difficult part is to express oneself, listen to the other person. That's the challenging part.
Yeah.
And we really emphasize on getting a solution that is good for both of them.
Right. And now there's another program as well called Healthy Power, and this is 50-minute classes for 8 weeks. Can you talk a little bit about that one? It says it builds healthy relationships, develops emotional intelligence, and then it has practiced basic meditation skills, or is that meditation or mediation?
Mediation.
Mediation skills, which is very important. And that's a whole nother part, which we'll get into in a minute. But Healthy Power, tell me a little bit about that, because that seems more specific.
Yes, and it's intended for students who already have challenges at school, who are having been suspended, who are having a high rate of suspension. So we know there are children who, or students, I'm sorry,
That's okay.
encountering challenges.
Yeah.
So the group are a lot smaller, and it's really confidential. So the students learn to trust also, because they have a big fear. And if they are what we call act up, or it's because they have a need, or at home or at school, that is not met. And they don't know how to express it, so they do silly things that get them in trouble. So we really teach them to recognize what's going on in themselves, and mainly anger management. And anger is okay. It's a
Normal.
It's normal. Everyone has that feeling, and it's a warning sign. It's like when you have a car and you see your dashboard with a red light. It's not, the sign in itself is not bad. It's just telling you that you might have a problem. You might have some things that the car needs to be taken care of.
Yeah.
And it's the same with anger, and all our feelings. They are an expression of if our needs are met or not met. So when the students start to recognize that, we give them tools to express themselves, and also to learn how to cool, to chill, what we call, so they don't engage and escalate in more violence. And we teach them ways to calm down, and also ways to mediate. And that's the same thing we talked about before. It's not someone is right or someone is wrong. It's both have needs, and we need to find a common ground.
Yeah. How would they get in touch with someone in order to have someone from the center come in and start this program? What's your web address, and where are you located, and phone number, and how would someone go about that? So and this could be any group. This could be a group. This could be a school.
It could be, yes, it could be a school, a group, a private group. And they can contact us by phone, and we always answer. So, leave a message, and we'll return the call. 774-641-1566. And the web address is www.nonviolentsolutions.org. And you can send an email to inquiry@nonviolentsolutions.org.